Record these nuts. Yeah,
Am I right?
Am I right, ladies? Can I see? Yeah, okay, I can see both of us.
Is it Tuesday? It's Tuesday.
It is, in fact, Tuesday. Okay. I think I'm ready. Oh my god. Yeah, okay, this is fine. Nobody cares. It's like slanted a little bit, but nobody cares. And then I have to start a timer to remind myself to restart the camera. Okay, 27 minutes. Okay. Clap. Thank you. Do you want to open this on camera, or do you want me to do it?
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Me listening to ASMR at work also. I was doing that earlier today. That was probably really loud.
The second snap part of that is so good. The air escaping is one.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, the
cracking open a cold one? Are you fucking kidding me? That's an American activity. American non-derogatory, which is not that many things, because American is usually derogatory.
One of the rare.
As it fucking should be, because we're, like, literally putting war plans in the group chat now. So, did you see about this?
I did.
Girl! Being an American is, like, literally the most embarrassing thing you could possibly be.
Very embarrassing.
But it gets worse with each passing day. What?
You can see your neighbor very clearly in his kitchen.
Yeah, he's a new guy.
I thought you were about to say he's a nudist. I was like, I hope
I was about to be like, can we swap seats? No, he just moved in, like, 2 days ago, and I know this because there was a fuck ton of Amazon packages on his doorstep.
Nice.
And then yesterday I was creeping. I'm not gonna lie. I went to close my blinds and I was like, what's that man doing over there? And also, how old is he? And he was just sitting there eating takeout. And I was like, oh, okay. That man is freshly moved in, doesn't have anything, shit ton of Amazon boxes, needs food, like that kind of thing. So, keeping an eye on him.
As you should.
As I should. It's my duty as a neighbor. Okay. Do you have any dumb bullshit you want to say at the top of this? I mean, everything you say is dumb bullshit, but, like, top of the episode, dumb bullshit specifically.
No more than usual.
Okay, I don't think I have any dumb bullshit to say before we get the thing started.
I had something, actually, when I was on the way over here, and I've forgotten what it was.
Oh, my God. It's because it took you so long. That's the only reason. That's the reason why you were late to this recording.
No, I was late.
Because you were trying to think of something funny to say.
No, I forgot because I was stressed because I was rushed.
Oh, bitch!
That's what you get.
Every day,
That's what you get.
I DM'd this to Eli because he was being annoying in my DMs the other day, and I'm going to say it live on air. Every day of my life, in my, like, deepest, sincerest fantasies, I defeat you. And there will be a day where that actually comes to fruition. Also, Ig, you don't want to come sit up here? Ig's here, everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Pat the couch next to you. Call to her.
Come here. Come on.
I know. It's because she got in trouble. Or she thinks she's in trouble. I'm not mad at her. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah.
She and her
she
sister...
and I were wrestling earlier.
She and her sister... I'm going to put a picture up on the screen right here. She and her sister staged a coup and got into the trash while her mother and I were at work. And there's trash all over the place. And I think Iggy knew that what she was doing was bad and she got stressed. Which is what makes me think that she's the older sister. Because Liza was like, hey, girl, when I came home. Like, no problems, not a care in the world. And this one was really stressed about the idea of being in trouble. So I think Iggy's the older sister. You know what I mean? That's giving me and my sister vibes. My older sister, shout out to Neely, my older sister sometimes used to put herself in timeout for me.
I did that for my brothers.
I think that's just like an older sibling thing. And I, like, didn't. It, like, wasn't really that big of a deal for me. I was, like, in trouble... Not constantly, but not infrequently either.
Yeah, enough.
Because I had an older sister, and Neely would just straight up lie to our parents, and my mom would be like, who broke this? And Neely would be like, me. And she'd be like, no, you fucking didn't. I know it was your sister. And I'd be like, Neely didn't. She'd be like, no, she didn't. I know it was you. Y'all are just lying to me.
You're in cahoots.
I love my sister so much. I was texting her the other day. She texted me a couple days ago and said, hey, when are you going to be in town for more than a day again? We need to hang out soon. And hear me out, I almost cried. I love my sister. And my sister's so cool. And the fact that my sister wants to hang out with me, that's awesome. Anyway, are you ready to get this episode started?
Yes.
Oh, you need to clock in, girl. You need to step it up.
Because the bottom dollar thing is only for the content. I
knew that was the wheel that was spinning too.
You didn't ask it correctly, so I'm probably not supposed to do it.
Are you ready to get started?
Yes.
Or can I do the theme song? That's the question.
Let's fucking go.
Okay. Welcome back to the Pyramid, guys, gals, and non-binary pals. My name is Amanda, and I'm your host every single freaking week, except for the weeks that I'm not, including last week. Sorry, that one was my fault because I had to work, and I was on the weekend and into the week, and Eli had to work on the weekend last week. So
work spelled W-E-R-K.
For you, not for me. I was actually hauling ass last week, doing a lot.
I also was doing my job. One of my employees called out, so I had to work 6 days.
That sucks.
Yeah, I'm not. And I'm Eli, the dipshit participation trophy co-host.
Slay. Yeah, I had to work.
What is this?
Oh my god. I'm getting the spam text because I filled out a petition today. Annoying as fuck.
That's what you get for being involved in your government.
I know, but then it said that I was filling out one that was against this dumb bullshit bill where they're trying to collect information on specifically trans people. It was very gross and very weird. And I signed against it, obviously. And then they give you a chance to write an additional message. Oh. And I said, y'all are weird as hell for caring about this. For caring about collecting data on these people. Y'all are weird as hell for that. Yeah. Send. And now I'm going to get a bunch of texts about it, probably.
Worth it.
It's worth it. Okay, we have 3 emails. I'm going to get through I'm going to bullet point some of these. One of them is the Boost Mobile commercial. Have you heard the Boost Mobile commercial? That sounds like me.
Oh, no, but we talked...
Because it actually kind of does. I was a little shook. About that. Yeah, okay. So, the first is from Tony, with the subject line, a request for the Queen Girly and the one dude from Bandcamp, plus some lore on the music video. Tony says, welcome back to the Pyramid, girls, gays, and non-binary strays. This is the Dancer Shira of line 3 with a request for the squad, but first an update for Amanda. This is my original intro back in the day, many, many moons ago. Welcome back to the Pyramid. My name is Amanda, and I'm your host every single week, except for the weeks I'm not. If you can hear my cat in the background, she's wearing a bell on her collar, and she's too cute for me to take it off. And if you can hear the hum of the humidifiers, because I live in the South, and if I don't have it on, I'll die. That was the whole thing back in the day. And it's not like that anymore, obviously. Or something like that. And then I'm going to skip part of this because this is a spoiler for season 6. But the reason why Christy and Chloe weren't in Mackenzie's music video, this has been DM'd to me. And this was a YouTube comment, a podcast comment. A couple of people have said this. But the reason why Christy and Chloe weren't at Mackenzie's music video was because Abby didn't want Christy's second daughter, Chloe's little sister, to be there. Because she was smaller and cuter, quote unquote, than Mackenzie. And so she, didn't want her there.
That's so weird.
Because, Mackenzie needs to be the smallest and cutest of us all.
Oh, my God. That's so weird.
Which is fucking disgusting. Okay, this one is from... I'm not going to say this person's name because they didn't say whether or not I could, so I'm not gonna. But the email...
Oh, yeah. While we're on that, when you write in, if you can specify, hey, it's free, you're free to use my name and pronouns or whatever.
Yes, please. Yeah. So that I can give you credit. Sorry, this is late. This is late work overnight and listen. Wait, what? Sorry, this is late.
I work overnight.
Late, probably, yeah. If I didn't send it now, I would forget. But hey, this is insert your name here. I hope you're having a most amazing day, Amanda, Eli. I hope you have the lingering feeling of not being able to sneeze today. LOL. I'm just kidding. But that's
so evil. That's so evil.
That's the bottom of my pyramid. Along with the feeling of thinking your phone is vibrating in your pocket and it isn't, go ahead and say it.
Oh, that happens to me all the time.
Yeah. Or, I thought you were going to make a sex joke about something.
Oh. Like a sex toy might. Because I carry them in my pocket all
never
the
mind,
time.
Never mind. My middle of the pyramid is only remembering a line of a song and constantly repeating it. Not to always be talking about my sister, but one time my sister was humming a song and she couldn't remember any of the lyrics and was just humming it to me all day. This was years and years ago before you could do the Google Voice thing. And it did it to me for a whole day one summer. And I was like, girl, I have no idea. And she eventually figured it out, but
that's awesome.
It was all day. I was like, Neely, I don't know. The top of my pyramid is the look that you and your best friend give each other when you know exactly what the other person's thinking. And then the last thing is Chloe was more than likely saying her best style was musical theater due to her winning Junior Miss Dance of Pennsylvania. So last week she was talking about how OCB, whatever. She won Junior Miss Dance of Pennsylvania with a musical theater number, so that makes sense. Her winning number, it was musical theater with I Want to Be a Rockette. You can find it on YouTube. It's a great number. This is the reason Chloe was on the show. Christy, had plans on leaving Abby's studio before the show started, but then she won that title and then couldn't leave and also keep the title. And they've talked about it on their podcast before.
Wow.
Because it belongs to Chloe Lukasiak of the Abbey Lee Dance Company.
That's crazy.
But that's the way it is in all.
Like she is shackled in
dance studios.
Christy almost got out.
I know. And then her kid was too fucking talented. Okay. So then this is another email. Hi, Amanda and Eli, longtime listener here. I found y'all randomly after starting to listen to Back to the Bar. And I was like, oh yeah, another Dance Moms Rewatch podcast? Immediately, yes. I started listening to y'all and I love it. I actually used to watch Dance Moms in high school every week when it aired with my friends. And we've had watch parties for the new episodes. LOL, I've been hooked ever since. That sounds fucking awesome. I will admit when I... This is kind of a read, but it's awesome. I will admit, when I first started listening, I was definitely confused about the jibber jabber for an hour before the recap started, but then I actually listened, and it turns out you're hilarious, like, for real, which is great.
Well, thank you.
It feels like I'm hanging out with my hilarious besties when I listen to y'all, because you are.
Hilarious bestie and also Eli.
Yes, bestie, and also he's here. Anyway, the reason I'm sending this email is to email the Boost Mobile commercial. I heard it and was like, OMG, is that Amanda? It sounds like you particularly around this mark. And it's also funny because this commercial is playing on the Back to the Bar podcast.
Oh, really?
Which is awesome. Let's see.
I'm sorry. I just can't believe that Christy knows who the fuck I am.
I know.
That is
I can't
so
think about
dumb.
that too long because that's
so
like
stupid.
And she said, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
That's nuts to me.
She used breath from her own body.
Yeah, she was like, "Yeah, fuck that guy." Oh my God, Christy, call me, girl. That's fucking awesome.
Shout out to the person that like told me that because that's absolutely
awesome.
Thank you for going up to Christy and what the hell?
Egg, shut up.
It's a
delivery. It's an Amazon driver, probably.
Iggy, it's okay.
Egg, shut up.
Iggy, come here. Come in.
Those better be... I got a little present for my work bestie because she's been having a hard time recently. And if that's not what it is, I'm going to be pissed. Anyway, keep going.
Iggy's feisty. That was it. It's just hilarious that Christy knows what
True. Anyways, you guys are awesome, and thanks for giving me some of work day and sometimes in the car on my way home giggles. Keep being you. Oh, you can give me a fake name if you like. I don't care either way. Okay, period. So here's the Boost Mobile commercial. You will know, it's the first voice is obviously not mine, but the second one, like, very much is.
To get people excited about Boost Mobile's new nationwide 5G network, we're offering unlimited talk, text, and data for $25 a month.
Forever.
Even if you have a baby.
Even if your baby has a baby.
Even if you grow
like
old and
me.
wrinkly and you start repeating yourself.
Even if you start repeating yourself.
Even if you're on your deathbed and you need to make one last call.
Or text.
Right, or text the long-lost son you abandoned at birth.
You'll still get unlimited talk, text, and data for just $25 a month with Boost Mobile. Forever.
After 30 gigabytes.
That does sound a lot like you.
That does sound a lot like me, actually. That's kind of nuts. No, that was not me.
The only way that person could sound more like you is if they brought up their sister Neely.
I'm not going to say anything mean to you because I am trying to take a break. Because one time, you know how people
can't be true.
You know,
based on how I arrived today, that can't be true.
Eli walked in my house. I was immediately screaming. He was like, "I just got here." You know how people who smoke a lot of weed take T breaks, like THC breaks? Because it like, if you smoke a bunch of weed, sometimes you'll take a break so that your brain can kind of like restore and reset.
Okay.
So you're not just like constantly like smushing your brain. I feel like I need to take a break from bullying you a little bit because one time I tried to pay Eli a very genuine compliment over text and he thought I was messing with him. And it made me really sad. I was like, no, I'm actually trying to be nice. But also, if you think I'm bullying you, then you're fucking stupid, and that's not my problem.
Like, what?
Being stupid's a chronic issue, so sorry for your struggle.
Speaking of weed.
Okay, and then do we get any DMs? I don't think we did, but I'm double checking.
Yes.
A bunch of people were really excited about me posting pictures of Iggy on my personal Instagram. I'm at notamandab_ if you would like to see lots of pictures of Ig.
Oh, Jojo Siwa just posted.
Oh, I have to burp. Oh my God.
A rather racy picture.
Sounds about right. She's crazy. I feel like no.
Someone sends love from Kentucky.
Kentucky.
I don't know if this person is allowing us to use their name, but they said, I'm behind the pod. Love you guys. Want to give a special shout out to Iggy the Piggy because she sounds like my boy Rhodey, who's a Yorkie mixed with what? Who knows?
Who knows? Who's to say?
Yeah, I thought that was great.
So cute.
Says, I really think He and Iggy are kindred spirits. In a recent episode, Eli put the mic next to the sleeping Iggy, and I had to double check that Rhodey wasn't literally in the car with me.
Oh, that's really sweet. I love Iggy.
This
so
person
much.
then closes with, "Love y'all and the work that you do for rewatching this terrible show that I problematically love so much."
Yeah, real as
Perfect.
fuck. Same.
Thank you
Yeah.
to the person who knows who they are.
Okay. Do you want to talk about your pyramid of life?
I would love nothing more, Amanda.
Okay. Oh, I should
Here
be
we
nice
go.
to you today because I know what the bottom of your pyramid is. So
You
I
don't
shouldn't.
actually.
Oh.
The bottom of my pyramid is that I had my house professionally cleaned like a week ago or so. Uh-huh. And then like 2 or 3 days ago, Edward, my roommate that I like,
Right.
was attempting to do some like reorganizing of our front closet, like right by the front door.
Oh, yeah.
And in doing so, he knocked several things off a high shelf, including a can of WD-40,
Edward.
which hit like the corner of the vacuum, punctured, and started spraying everywhere.
Oh,
And so
Yikes.
that front closet, as you know, is
Right.
directly next to a bathroom.
I do know this.
And the kitchen, 2 sinks, and the front door. Edward, instead, in his panic, ran the can that is spraying everywhere through the house
to the back door.
to the back door.
Edward.
He tried to do a little
Why
bit
didn't
of...
he take it out the front door?
Because
that was
he was
right next
panicking,
to him.
Amanda. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I asked the same
Ed.
question. I was like, there were like several better options than doing what you did, right? And he was like, yeah. So he was doing it because he had a girl coming over for the first time.
Sure.
And so he wanted to he was nervously tidying things
Yeah,
that didn't
sure,
need to
sure,
be
sure.
tidied.
Poor
But yeah,
Edward.
so my house has smelled like WD-40 for a couple days, but he just cleaned it again today. We opened the windows, we lit some candles, blah blah blah. So it's doing better. But Otis, we came downstairs this morning.
Confused.
Otis got to the bottom of the stairs. No, and he slipped on a spot of it that Edward didn't like actually clean up. Yeah, Otis slipped and fell. And like had it on his paws and like couldn't get back up, so I had to like pick his ass up and wipe his paws out. Yeah, it was a whole deal.
That
So,
must have been really bad because I know what your alternative bottom was going to be.
yeah.
Do you want to talk about it or no? Do you want to skip it?
No, that's my middle.
Okay.
tell you why.
Okay, I'm so confused, but I'm excited. Okay.
Tell us about your bottom.
My bottom is the parking garages in Nashville. They are preying on my downfall for real, for real. The event that I had last week, which we're going to keep talking about later, was in downtown Nashville, obviously, and I parked at the library parking garage.
That's one I always
I
use.
hate that parking garage because I don't understand the layout of it is really what it is.
It's real dumb.
Thank you. I'm not stupid. I know how to get out of a parking garage. The Music City Center parking garage is also very confusingly laid out.
Yes.
Because the Music City Center is built into a hill, so half of the parking garage has like 3 floors, half of it only has 2. So you can drive in a circle and eventually hit a wall. Like there's a moment where the parking garage stops and like that's very confusing. But the library one is like spiral, like a typical,
But
then it's also every level has a self-contained rectangle. So the spiral is only here,
Yeah.
and then every level has one of these.
And the traffic in there is a nightmare.
It's so confusing. And I was leaving on Wednesday trying to get home from a very exhausting, objectively exhausting gig. It's the dog.
No, Liza's trying to dig under your bathroom door.
Oh, it's because Liza's favorite toy is hair ties, and she scoots them under the bathroom door all the time, and she can't get them out, and she has to suffer until somebody uses the bathroom again.
She is like
That's how you
elbow
learn.
length under the door.
I know, she'll stick her whole arm underneath there to get
There's
them.
another one right there, Liza. Just play with that one.
No, she's picky. She's like her mother.
So dumb.
But anyway, I was trying to get out of the parking garage, and I was walking around on almost every level looking for my car for, I'm not kidding, 15 minutes, hitting the button and waiting for it to beep. And then I texted Austin, my bestie, who was with me in the car on the way to the gig, and I was like, do you remember what floor we parked on 4 days ago? And he was like, I think it was just like trying to help me out. It was
Yeah.
awful.
You
It was
remember
awful.
when we went to, DC, I took a picture of where we parked.
Yes,
Because
smart.
that shit has happened to me before.
I really thought I had figured it out, and that parking garage specifically is so annoying.
It's
and I
dumb.
hate them all. The Music City Center one, I have figured it out. The library parking garage in downtown Nashville can catch these hands. I hate it. Okay,
right.
what's your middle?
My middle is, so like a couple weeks ago, I had some like tooth pain.
You were talking about it in DC, I remember. We
Yeah.
were on the plane and you were like, I think I have to go to the dentist soon. My jaw hurts and stuff.
I did, yes. So I had some tooth pain. Turns out that I had a cavity when I was like 18 or something. I got a filling, but I grind my teeth when I sleep. And so at some point since then, I've ground my teeth so much that my filling came out.
Yeah, I've done that before.
I don't know when that happened. I didn't notice it when it did happen because I was asleep. And I hadn't noticed it since then because I didn't feel anything.
Right.
But a couple weeks ago, maybe that's when it happened. Maybe it happened years ago and it just now got bad. But basically they're like, yeah, the cavity got worse because the filling came out.
Right.
Now you need a root canal. And so yesterday I went and got a root canal for the first time ever. It didn't hurt.
Okay.
I was numb. So if you don't like needles or getting shots or whatever, like you can feel them when they put them in your gums. You can definitely feel them. I have no problem with needles. And even that, I was like, oh, that didn't feel great.
Oh,
like
I just felt all the blood drain from my face.
It doesn't like, again, it doesn't hurt or whatever. And the dentist was awesome.
Sure.
Dr. Dr. Hang. Oh, shoot. What was it? Whatever.
You should know your dentist's name.
No free shout-outs. Well, he's not my dentist. He's my endodontist. I was referred by my
What's
dentist.
an endodontist?
Person that does root canals, I guess.
Oh.
My dentist is Dr. Shavana, and she's great.
Slay.
But no, there's a different guy. But anyway, he was like, so you're going to feel some pressure. It'll feel like a little poke. It's only for a second. He was like really good about it. And I'm like, again, I'm great with needles. So like, I was like, yeah, I've had to have my mouth numbed before at school. And so that was all great. But like the amount of shit that has to go into my mouth, they had to do a double layered like dental dam just around the tooth. And so like almost my entire mouth is covered. And then they put like this mouth guard on the other side to keep my mouth from closing or whatever. They didn't knock me out. I had the opportunity to take.
I would have been knocked out. I'm allergic to anesthesia, and I would have opted to have been knocked out.
Well, the last time I did get knocked out, I had to get an oral surgery. The second they took the laughing gas away, I sat up and threw up.
Because you're allergic to anesthesia, probably, just like me.
Well, they said I had eaten too recently. They said like also it can just make you nauseous. Anyway, so there's like all this shit in my mouth. The thing, I didn't feel it. The problem is, though, because I can still feel like my lips and my jaw, is that like I can feel his hand doing this just completely. For those that don't know what a root canal is, they drill out the entire inside of your tooth down to the nerve and basically clear the entire thing out just to get rid of all potential infection.
The root, yeah.
They fill it up with like a filling and then put a crown on it. Like, hey, we've built you the inside and top of a new tooth. Now it's healthy and you're good to go. But the drilling of the inside, like I can feel like it's so loud. My head is ringing and I can feel what's happening. And so like, that's a little gross just knowing what's going on.
Yep.
And so then I was like, okay, well, so they're done with the drilling part. Now they're going to like fill me in. They're using a laser, which is like clicking and crackling.
I hate the
stuff.
clicking. I hate the clicking.
They're doing all that stuff. And when I thought they were done, it just kept not being done. And I was like, oh my God. And so I sat there for it felt like, okay, we're about done. It's probably been about 45 minutes. We're wrapping this up the next 10 minutes. Another half hour went by of them just like pulling and tugging. Then the dental dam broke. So they had to do another one with all the other shit still in my mouth. And so he's like having to like push and like, it was this whole deal. So that wasn't fun. The reason that it's only the middle and not the bottom. Oh, and also I'm still in discomfort as I speak right now. My tooth is like a little sore and I haven't figured out how to like chew because now my tooth is shaped differently a little bit. Ugh. But all that's to say, I like getting healthier. Sure. I like when there's a solution to things. I like knowing that here's the problem, here's how we fix it. And so this is fixing that problem. So that's why it's the middle, is because I still like that. I like that I have health insurance and I like that I have health care that is like mildly affordable.
Yeah.
And so like that's all great.
And it's not going to be a problem anymore and blah, blah, blah.
Right. I am going to have to get a permanent crown put in, which is not going to be fun.
No, that's going to suck ass.
It won't take super long. They don't have to do any drilling this time. They're just going to like melt the temp filling, put a good one in, and then that's that. So. God,
and the WD-40 being worse than a root canal is what was shocking to me, because I would have thought, for me, I feel like it would have been the opposite.
Well, because there's no good side to WD-40 exploding in my house.
There's not. You can't even twist it to be positive in any way.
No.
Is that just someone's car radio?
What are you talking about?
It almost sounds like. That's someone's car, huh?
Yeah.
God, that's really fucking annoying.
Someone's bass is bumping.
We get it. You're cool. Now shut up. My middle of the pyramid is having a crush on a loser. Because let me tell you.
Listen, I have a name.
Bold. I have had, past tense, Amanda, past tense, had a crush on a loser. Broke loser. And I found this out because he's a guy that he doesn't work with me, but we hire him. Like, he's an independent contractor. And he's so fucking cool. And I really, really was down bad for him. I thought, yeah, he presents very cool. And I should have known this too. I should have seen.
Are you allowed to describe this person? Because we've gotten in trouble with work people before.
Oh, yes. Because the person who got me in trouble got fucking fired. So, suck it.
The rats have been exterminated.
True. So, anyway, this guy, he is a... Well,
what's his name? What's his social security number?
I'm not going to say what his name is. He's not... I was going to say he's a good guy. I don't know that to be true. He presents like a very cool dude. And I should have seen the red flags, because any man who has to keep talking about how liberal he is, that's a red flag. That's a former conservative or an incel, and you need to stay away from him. If he's always talking about it, that's a... Because who are you trying to convince? Because you could just say it once and I'll believe you.
Maybe.
But bring it up all the time. Maybe he is a little bit
trying to convince himself, but I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing. I'm not trying to get you, derail the strain here. If he was a former conservative or a former incel or whatever, but he's, trying, he's I now am, learning the new things, and so I'm really trying to, make it clear to everyone that I'm doing the new good thing. Maybe he is still trying to convince himself a little bit. I think this guy sucks, but I will say... I don't know that I would necessarily hold that against him. You know him better than I do, obviously.
It's just the vibe.
Okay, yeah. That's a good enough reason for anyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I got the ick a couple weeks ago before the termination of the crushing, and I didn't listen to it because I thought it was shallow. But then looking back, I'm like, no, I think the ick I got was because he is kind of an arrogant person and very self-centered. And also, we got to talking, we were hanging out in a group after work, and people, I'm really not trying to be gross, but there were people in the group who were like, oh, I thought Amanda and fill in the blank dude were going to bone later, because it was really on and popping.
The vibe was there.
The vibe was there, but the vibe was there because, clock it, I was there. So I've
said this so many times, dude.
Any conversation I'm a part of has the potential to be fucking awesome because I'm fucking awesome.
Yep.
And then upon reflection, in retrospect, I'm like, actually... It was on and popping because I brought that vibe, and he was just a vessel. But that could have been the vibe with anybody because of who I am as a person. What really fucked me up was that he kept trying to get into parties and get free stuff through my job, through me. And our text thread at a certain point goes from talking about bullshit to, hey, can you let me in? Hey, can you grab me this? Hey, can I have a ticket to this? And it's that's kind of gross. It's in the middle because nothing happened. We didn't do anything. It was just talking and whatever. So I'm really glad I didn't waste a lot of time or sink a lot of emotional or physical effort into a thing with a loser. That I'm glad that it didn't ever cross that line because he is such a loser. But it is just another loser again. I'm Hassan Piker would never do this to me. Hassan Piker would never make me feel this way this man made me feel. This man's a fucking loser. And sometimes I feel literally everybody in my life who I've talked about this with has been Amanda, shut up. And I'm going to say it again anyway because I feel like it. And it's really difficult for having a crush on a loser to not feel like it reflects poorly on me. That I'm a dumb girl who has a crush on a hot man who's a loser. I should be better at clocking the loser.
Well, no, because the first thing you see is the hot man. And you're like, cool, let's see what's underneath.
He's so
And then it takes you a little bit to peel back some layers. And you're like, oh, there's a loser under here. Cool. Mm-hmm. You toss it into the compost bin and then move on.
And then he was sliding up on some of my Instagram stuff and sending me stuff on Instagram. I'm like, girl, I don't have time for all this. You're a fucking loser. Next. Sorry, but that's just the way. I don't have time for broke losers anymore. Okay, what's the top of your pyramid, Diva?
Top of my pyramid is, coincidentally, seeing people that have typically been right-leaning politically or I don't follow politics or whatever, and whatever, that's fine. But
What
a
a
lot of
privilege.
those people were very willing to overlook the ineptitude and or evil of the former Trump administration and are now opening their eyes to it this time around.
Yeah.
I think probably too late, but
definitely too late. But
I'll say this: better late than never.
Yeah.
Don't go down with the ship, go down fighting, right?
correct. Yeah.
And
Agreed.
so it is not like the current administration is both inept and evil at the same time, and that is a crazy combination
Yeah.
to witness because like they can't even do the evil things that they want to do correctly.
like group texting war plans.
Right.
Yeah.
They can't fucking do it. Or
The
like
CEO of the Atlantic.
like Elon with Doge
Oh
or
my
whatever,
God.
claiming that he's saving
I
the
hate that
country, hundreds of billions of dollars or whatever. Well, most of those contracts have, first of all, already been paid out. Second of all, you're lying about the amounts.
Yeah, you're just lying.
And third of all,
You're just
it's
really
not
lying.
waste if it's like going to like feed school children or build
Right.
infrastructure or whatever. Like that's not
Fund
what
the library.
That's not
Like-
what waste is, you moron.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. And so I'm seeing so many people that have like never posted anything politically or like, hey, this is fucking crazy right now.
Yes,
This
correct.
is super wild. Like, I don't often talk about this, but this is fucking wild. I love that.
Yeah.
Like, please, if you are like even a centrist or much less a conservative, if you're fucking pissed about what's going on, speak up.
Yeah.
Seriously. Like, don't be afraid. Don't think, oh, I've got so many people that are conservative and my family and my parents and my friends or whatever. No, fuck that. I guarantee you there are so many more people around you that are also frustrated by this.
Yeah.
And if they see that you have the courage to
Yep.
stand up and speak, then they will too.
Real as fuck.
Top of the pyramid, because I know a lot of people that are doing that.
Even just like, and I think it really, like, this is such an important idea specifically in white communities, because white people most of the time have the privilege of, not being affected by like these mass things.
I don't get into
like,
politics.
oh, it's not in my country, so it doesn't really affect me, and like the immigrant thing doesn't really affect me, and blah blah blah. And like, you being a voice in your conservative communities is important, because like you were saying, like, it will cause your conservative friends to like ask a question, or you could provide people seeing that you like are about politics. It can provide a safe space for a conservative person who doesn't feel like they can be posting and be out there like that to ask the question, like, hey, can you tell me about what's going on in Gaza? And having that one-on-one interaction is way more important and way more vital to, the saving of democracy than a protest with people that already agree with you. I would argue.
Here's the other thing. Even if you don't think that like, oh, this indicates the fall of democracy, even if you still like believe in the United States and you still believe in like our democracy and the people that live here and blah, blah, blah. But you're like, however, we need to stop bombing fucking Gaza, for example.
For real.
Call that out.
Yeah.
Like, the only way that America gets better is if we hold ourselves and more importantly, our representatives to a very high standard.
Yeah.
If we claim to be the most powerful, rich, important country in the
quote,
world,
unquote, best.
we need to
Yeah.
hold ourselves to that fucking standard.
Yeah.
And your politicians need to do what you are hiring and paying them to do.
Right. They're
your
your
vote is
employee.
hiring them.
Yeah.
You're paying them with your tax dollars. They work for you. And if they're not doing the fucking job that you want them to do,
you gotta let
fire
know.
them.
Yeah, you gotta let them know.
Have a performance evaluation. Call them into a town hall. Write them letters. Do whatever. Let them know that they are not living up to your standards.
Real as fuck. White people, y'all gotta be on us, not y'all, because I'm also a white person.
I write my
Y'all
representatives.
y'all gotta clock in for real. Like, now is it's always been the time, but like, if I'm not a politics person now, I just would really encourage you to maybe challenge that belief. You
don't
gotta
have
start
to be
being
a politics person. Find something that's important to you.
Yeah, there you go. Because
give a
unfortunately,
shit about-
everything's about politics.
Do you
these
give a
days.
shit
Like,
about public
it always is.
education? Great. You
Yeah,
care
that's
about
a politics
politics
thing.
Guess what?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You like your library? That's a politics thing now.
Yeah.
Similar, same, but different. The top of my pyramid has been watching Drag Race with you, girl.
Hell
it is
yeah.
like, okay, so I have always known you to be a liberal. I've always known you to be progressive. Duh.
Very far left.
But as I have previously stated, progressive straight white men are sometimes just as bad, if not worse, as incels, because they think that they are owed something from society because they're a liberal. And it's like, no, but I'm not like other white guys. I'm a liberal, so I deserve fill in the blank things from typically women or other social structures.
You're a pick-me is what you are.
Pick-me boy for real. And I also was scared to watch it with you because, like, drag race, specifically RuPaul's Drag Race, not drag as an art form, but drag race, is like a sensory overload. There's a lot going on. People be yelling, the lights are flashing, there's, like, butts everywhere, people just don't have shirts on.
Some really good butts.
Some really good butts. And there's just a lot happening, and... What?
I was going to say, you know what's more of a sensory overload is fucking Dance Moms.
Yeah. Dance Moms is scarier than Drag Race. Most of the time. There are a couple episodes of Drag Race, though, that are pretty bad. But anyway, all that to say, a Drag Race as an entertainment... moment, RuPaul's Drag Race is very important to me. I remember I was talking about this with a friend of mine on FaceTime, shouts out to Abby. We were talking about this and I said, because I encountered Drag Race when I was in Bible college. And I remember watching it in my dorm in secret. Almost like the way that people would watch like porn in secret. And I was like, I really hope that nobody sees. No. But I was like, if somebody walked into my dorm, I would be like, nothing. I would shut my laptop.
Okay.
Because there's gay stuff. There's like men being gay. There's like gay things happening. Like, And it was very formative in my deconstruction. Like, and drag in general is very important to me because, drag is a form of protest and like all these like wonderful, beautiful things. And to introduce something very important to me to someone whose demographic is not historically supportive of it was scary. And I thought like I'm gonna cry. I thought like if Eli doesn't like this, that will be difficult for me. Not that you have to like everything that I like because I'm a woman and I have the correct opinion, although that is true. It's just like this is an important thing and I hope that this person likes this important thing that I care about a lot.
Yeah.
And it's not that Eli like tolerated it. Eli was like locked in. It was like episode 1 was kind of a lot. There was like a little bit of a learning curve. Episode 2, he's like sitting on the edge of the couch, leaning in, being like, hey, I can't stand milk. Like, fuck milk.
That
all my
changed,
homies hate
by the
milk.
way.
He changed his tune about milk.
I want that. Just the introduction of milk was very jarring with the eye makeup and the intentional gap and the
gap
long
tooth,
nose.
the mouth. Yeah.
It looked so shocking.
Yes. And not like
milk,
anybody else.
I liked milk better every episode.
Anyway, and then like Eli called like every episode when there was like the lip sync for your life, he accurately called who was going home every single week.
I did. I'm very proud of that.
And then we watched the finale and I was like, all right, like right before they announced who
you put the
won,
fake microphone in my face.
I held up my TV remote and I put the fake microphone in his face and I said, Eli, who's winning? And he was like, fuck. He was like, I don't know, man. He was like, I really feel like it could be, spoiler alert for a show that was on 10 years ago.
Yeah, season 6. If you're looking to watch Drag Race, and I recommend that you do, skip ahead like a minute.
Yeah. He was like, fuck, I don't know. He's like, I don't think it's going to be Courtney, but I'm really proud of her. And I don't think it might be Adore. I don't know.
No,
but then,
I said Adore is too young to win. She's got raw talent,
right.
but she's not ready yet.
That's right.
Courtney has already won something else.
Yes, she was big in Australia. She won
Australia's
Got
doesn't
Talent.
have quite the likability factor that Bianca does. And I was like, Bianca has not had to lip sync for her life once. She is as well-rounded as they come. All of her outfits are great. She's fucking funny. She has helped coach up the other girls. She's the oldest out of the 3. She's ready to do this.
She's the most polished.
She is ready, yes.
And then RuPaul was like, complete package. America's Next Drag Superstar is Bianca Del Rio. And Eli Farmer was like, let's fucking go. Got up, did a victory lap in the living room, and he was like, I'm the fucking best. And it was just like so, I don't know. It made me really happy. And Rachel was here. And there were times when like Rachel and I were bullshitting about you and you weren't like paying. You were like, wait, what? Because you were like so focused on the TV.
I had a perfect record at that point.
I fucking knew that you would be. I literally roll the tape. I knew you would love Drag Race because straight men fucking love that show. Like, it's competition. There's performance art. There's interpersonal espionage. Like, fucking duh, but I was very nervous about whether or not you would like it. And like introducing an important thing to an important person in my life. Like, I really hope you like this thing that I really like a lot. And it was fucking awesome.
There is nothing worse than like, I mean, this is a smaller example, but there's nothing worse than like showing someone like a funny comedian you like or a YouTube video and you're like, oh my gosh.
Like
and then
them.
they just don't even laugh at it
it's
at
so
all.
upsetting.
There is nothing more crushing than that. Oh my God. That's such a vulnerable thing to do.
No, literally.
So you're very brave for showing me Drag Race.
I am very brave anytime that I interact with you about anything ever, but specifically about Drag Race.
I am now scared watching the next season to make any predictions about it. Because my record was literally perfect.
But you have to think of it like season to season, right? Like your record in season. Okay, well, I guess we're never gonna watch Drag Race ever again.
We'll see how it goes.
What's the top of your pyramid, bro?
I already said the top of my pyramid.
Oh, that's right. I don't know why I thought I went first. I guess
silly goose.
I think I normally do go first. I just assumed it was me.
You hilarious hen.
Okay, are you ready to get into the topic? Or sorry, I'll set that up for you again. Your dumb is rubbing off on me. I'm thinking about Drag Race and I got distracted. Also, I was thinking about Hassan Piker. I had a free... I know you're going to freak out about this and I don't care. That's fine. I had a free night the other night and I'm not kidding. I need to see what my screen time hours were looking at Hassan Piker thirst edits. It was bad because I was bent out of shape about my crush being a fucking loser. And I was like,
go see what a real man.
I was like, Hassan Piker would never treat me this way. And I was like, I'm gonna go watch thirst edits. And I was in my phone watching thirst edits of Hassan Piker to Pop Thieves by Childish Gambino. It was awesome. I love being a girl. Okay. Anyway, are you ready to talk about the content of this week's episode, bitch?
You bet your bottom dollar I am.
Fuck yeah. Okay, we're talking about season 4, episode 6. Now it's time to actually clock in and talk about what we're supposed to be talking about.
No, I've been clocked in.
Girl, don't hit me with the girl. Oh, did we talk about how you said... We talked about this the last time we recorded an episode about you saying gagged. Pointing at the TV being like, gagged,
yeah,
gagged.
Gagged.
Yeah, gagged. Okay, we're talking about season 4, episode 16, presenting my new team, thank fuck. Because we've been talking about the new team for weeks at this point.
Well, they've been holding on to it
thank
for this
the
one.
Lord.
This is the 100th episode.
Oh my God, not you doing more research than me. That's
you like how I just crossed my leg?
You need to be condescendingly sipping tea or something, bitch.
Hand me my Sprite. I can't reach it.
That's crazy. Egg?
I think it's also empty.
Oh, look at the piggy. Sorry. Sometimes I just get overwhelmed with how cute she is.
Me too, right?
No. I will make Rachel stop anything she's doing and I'm like, look, and she's like, she's cute. She's like, she's been my dog for 12 years. I know how cute she is. I'm busy. I'm like, but she's so cute and I love her.
Look at her. What are you...
She's trying to flop over onto her back so that you'll rub her stomach, but the pillow I think is in the way. If you're not watching the video feed, you're only getting half the story. That's a RuPaul's Drag Race reference. Anyway, previously on, we get that we've been casting a new team for a shit zillion weeks, obviously.
And Abby's mom died.
Abby's mom has passed away, and then that the winning streak was broken last week due to emotional turmoil. Okay, I have to burp really bad.
Do it.
I can't. It's cooking.
Burp on command.
No, stop. I'm going to throw up. Okay. If I try to burp on command, I'm going to vom. We're in Pennsylvania. We've got some really sad music playing in the background. Christy and Chloe are being really sweet to Abby at the front desk.
That seemed very genuine.
Yes, and Christy says, Abby, for real. She says, I'm serious. I am really sorry to hear about your mom. And she's like, thank you, I appreciate that. There's a moment of humanity between the two of them.
A rare moment of humanity.
Not to be overshadowed by the time that there was no humanity. She told you to fuck off. Just bringing that up once again.
Fair.
Abby really doesn't want to talk about it, which is fair. People get to process grief in their own way, whatever makes the most sense for them.
She says, we're going to forge on ahead.
Yep, she's like, we're talking about the new team. Like, okay, great. This is in her talking head. She doesn't really want to talk about her mom. Do you hear that?
I heard.
What's this rumbling?
I don't know. It might be moving.
That can't be that man's stereo. I'm just assuming it's a man because why would anybody who's not a man be doing that?
I don't know. You moved a shelf. That would have made some noise. Are we really breaking out the episode for you to do some investigative work?
No, but you know what? It's my neighbor, Sean. It's my neighbor, Sean.
Shout out to Sean if you're listening.
Sean, if you're listening, turn your fucking movies down. He does this every once in a while, and it literally sounds like thunder. He's watching an action movie next door.
One of the downsides of living in a townhome.
No, I'm just kidding.
I will say I have never once heard my neighbors on either side of me. Not
this
once.
Is the only thing he does I hear.
Heard me.
This is That's upsetting. The only thing that I've ever heard from either of my neighbors is this. And when their doors open and shut, but that's all I've ever heard. And I'm not going to say anything mean to Sean because I do think Sean is cute. And yeah, in my brain, we're going to fall in love. So I'm not going to be mean. But he's pissing me off. Okay.
You need to start thinking with this head and not this one.
Okay. I'll take that advice into consideration next time. Thank you so much. Okay, we're in the mirror room, and the girls from our team, the ones that we're the most familiar with, they are in matching fits, and the moms are standing behind them as opposed to, like, girls in front of the mirrors, moms off to the side. And Abby talks about last week and how they maybe, like, shouldn't have competed because, you know, there was a lot going on.
But you did a great job honoring my mom. She would have been very proud.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah. Abby then takes when she starts talking about her mom, she takes kind of a deep breath to like center herself. Melissa obviously in tears.
Oh duh, she's immediately sobbing.
Dude, I'm so annoyed by her.
I hate Melissa, girl. She pisses me off.
Likewise.
And Abby's like, well, you know, maybe we shouldn't have competed, but maybe it is good that we didn't win because if you keep winning, how can you get any better, right? Like, you have to stop winning at a certain point. Hey, Abby, where has that attitude been this whole entire time?
That Abbytude.
You know what I mean? Like, you've never said that when the other girls have lost like outside of this very unique circumstance. Why can't you keep that energy all the time?
I also don't think that's necessarily correct. Like, you can win, but still, like...
From the perspective of someone who stays winning, how do you feel about that?
Oh, I wouldn't know anything about that. But the thing isn't... Like, she talks about not wanting to rest on your laurels all the time. So, like, she's already instilled that. Like, even if you're winning, like, did you do better than you did last time? Blah, blah, blah. So, like, she's terrible at conveying that message. Ugh. But, like, that is the message right there. It's not... You won, so now you'll never get better. That's not correct. That's actually up to you, Abby, is to instill a culture
right.
Of, like, continual improvement, not just being satisfied with an award.
Yeah, you as the educator.
Yeah, that's on you,
dog.
Have
a little bit of sway.
Not these fucking 10-year-olds.
Right. We get to the Pyramid of Children. At the bottom of the pyramid is Chloe. Her solo was 5th.
It was a hard solo for her.
Yeah, that's tough.
Musical theater blows. Sorry.
Oh, whoa. That's
for her.
Arguably one of the most homophobic things you've ever said.
For her.
Me, like, scooting my Hamilton Records box set, like, under my couch. Like, don't look at it. Don't look. Nia is next, and Abby just says, you still have a long way to go. Next. Like, well, sick. Thank you.
An additional comment about Chloe is she says, yes, you got 5th, but I heard from people there that you should have been 2nd or 3rd. She did say
true.
that.
That's true.
Like, 5th was too low for what you delivered.
Kalani's next. She says, you were beautiful in the group, but you were just kind of there. All right.
Okay.
You mean she could have been doing something different if her teacher gave her something different, but okay, whatever.
Also, how does she know this? She wasn't there.
Spies.
Gia might have been taking a video.
The pigeons. Oh, yeah, maybe.
The pigeons.
The pigeons are spies.
Christy and Jill just have
the
pigeons
birds
on
work for
shoulders.
The bourgeoisie. True. At the middle of the pyramid is Kendall. She says, or like the first of two. Kendall, Abby says that she was able to hold her own in the group, but the solo was like the problem. And then Maddie's next, and she's like, Maddie, you did the solo like a rock star. And then at the very top is Mackenzie. Why am I burping so much?
You have a Diet Coke
I know, but I'm
next
burping
to you.
like an infant.
Right
it's
there,
so annoying. The top of the pyramid is Mackenzie because she shot a music video and she's going to be on MTV next week probably.
And the director who she drops the name.
Oh yeah, I'm like, bitch, like we fucking know who that is. Come on.
And the director said that kid is going to be a star. Which,
not wrong, but not for the reasons of Abby Lee Miller, but for other things.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, finally, Abby reveals a new fucking team. And it is a 1-to-1 ratio. Every kid on the original team has an anti on the other team. Allegedly, we gonna get there.
An op?
Oh my god. Oh, okay. Maybe you do deserve more rec time at the old folks' home. I'm not giving you a high five. But your goofy little... Okay, fine. Okay,
what if I moved my hand? I thought of it just a half second too late.
If you had done that...
That would have been the funniest thing I'd ever done, I think.
I'm not kidding. I would turn that camera off and be like, no new episode, get the fuck out of my house. No, I would put this up with the clickbait title like "You won't believe what he did to me" or like Eli Farmer, like something like insanely incendiary. I would have done that.
Friendship over?
Yeah, the ending of our friendship. Yeah, exactly. Abby says like
you would have deserved it after what you did to me while watching Drag Race.
What did I do to you while watching Drag Race? Oh,
that's why it would have been funny.
I'm not kidding. There are sometimes when I feel like I can zoom out and I'm like watching myself be who I am. I'm like, why the fuck is Eli friends with me? Like, literally all I do, especially when I'm editing, is like, hey, Amanda, maybe ease up a little bit. Like, all I do is, like, shit on this man. And he's like, you want to record again next week? And I'm like, I don't know why you do.
Yeah.
Like,
are you sure?
I don't know why you want to keep doing this thing, but sure, I guess. Okay. Abby says this doesn't have to be a negative thing, that there's a new team, unless you make it negative. Hey, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's super manipulative as fuck, actually.
Yeah, that's wild. She's like, there's always someone else. Everyone's replaceable.
Which,
we're back to that whole fucking thing.
Again, it's not the idea as a performer that there's always someone better than you is not that crazy of a thing to say. And honestly, I think it's kind of good for young performers to hear that like, hey, the chances of you being the very best of the best is not high. There will always be someone that you think is better than you, and like making peace with that competition is a good thing.
Yeah.
But framing it by everyone's replaceable is not the way to do it, girl.
But then actively taking steps to do the replacing is the crazy thing.
Yeah, exactly. Also having all caps, Jesus Christ, just bring in the new team. Because she talks about it forever, and it's so annoying. And then they bring in the new team, and there's no Jojo Siwa. I thought we were getting Jojo Siwa this week.
Oh, I'd forgotten all about her.
And we didn't. I was pissed.
That's okay. So, all right. You are probably about to talk about this, but they come in, the ALDC, like I call them ALDC or the OG team,
same.
And moms look so mad.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately so mad. But then all of the new, like, girls and their moms look fierce. Like, some of those girls walk in and they have this, like, air about them, this just cockiness, this swagger when they walk in. They look badass and pretty intimidating. Yeah. A couple of them are super tall.
Oh, I was going to say same, but then you said super tall.
Oh.
And I don't know about super tall.
You have 6'2" energy.
Thank you! 6'2" woman, right? Not 6'2" man? Because I don't want 6'2" of male energy.
Right.
I don't want that. I want 6'2" woman energy. That's what
I'm a 6'2" male.
And I stand by what I said, and nothing changes.
The energy is good. The intelligence, not so much.
What, you? Yeah, true as fuck, actually. The moms are arguing. When I tell you, this is what it was like to be in my house like 2 hours ago. Instantaneously. One of the new moms looks weird at Melissa and is like, oh, also Melissa. And they're immediately arguing. It takes literally no time for them to start screaming.
Yep.
And they're arguing. You're going to have to help me with this because I honestly couldn't keep track of why they were so mad at each other.
I don't know.
It's
well,
like
Kira
track
said
record.
some shit first.
Kira starts some shit and is like, your kid's never beat mine or your kid's never like been in the top 10.
Kira has a history with one of these moms and their daughters because something they keep talking about Arizona. And so it seems to me that Kira and Kalani saw this other duo at several competitions, and Kalani consistently beat her, but that this other mom was talking a bunch of shit behind the scenes, and on all the other moms that she knew would like tell her, Kira,
she was like shit talking.
Hey, by the way,
Kira
this other mom's talking a lot of shit, and so Kira's been like holding all this
hey, shit talker, what's
pent up rage towards this woman.
Yeah.
She calls her name's Tracy, by the way. Kira calls Tracy trash from Arizona.
Crazy.
Kira, all right.
Crazy read.
This whole episode, I had this in my notes later, but I will say, first of all, Kira is on one this episode.
She is a prize fighter, Mike Tyson ding this episode.
And here's why. First of all, I've said from the jump that she I think fits into the team pretty well.
Yeah. She thinks she's above it, and I'm like, girl, no, you're not.
No,
you're just as messy.
She doesn't involve herself with drama with like the others nearly as much as they do.
That's true.
But then also, when there's an outside threat, Kira's fucking here, dude.
Yes.
She is a girl's girl, dude. I'm telling you.
Is.
She is fucking ready for it. And I wonder if, all this anger has been pent up because she was alone back there. She didn't have allies in like Arizona or wherever. But now she's here and she's got her fucking girls behind her. She's ready to throw down. I would not want to fight Kira.
She's the
Put Kira and Christy in the same room. They'll take down anybody.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Kira is the embodiment of the phrase "Can I be mean for a second?"
Yeah, she's really nice
that
most
attitude,
of the time.
Yes, it's that attitude of like, can I say something mean?
It's like, hey, by the way, fuck you.
She's fucking awful. Yeah.
I love it.
In that like that argumentative spirit is going to come back heavy for the rest of this episode. Nia in her talking head is talking about how she's not very nervous about anything because Sarah, this new girl that Kira's mad at Tracy and Sarah's her daughter, right? Sarah, the new girl.
There are two Sarahs.
Oh my God, that's so confusing. Well, there is a Sarah who's brought in to be Nia's op, and Nia has a very canned line in her talking head about, I can do this, and I can do this. What's it called that she can do? Acro? Like,
awesome.
Very funny. It made me giggle. It was very slay.
I like Nia having a little bit of confidence.
I thought it was cute, yeah. So then we have Ava versus Kendall. And Jill in her talking head is like, well, they're really difficult to compare because they're so different. Wow, what an astute observation, Jill.
Yeah, first of all, Ava is like
so
6 feet tall.
Yeah, true. Jade versus Kalani, that's a pairing. Then there's a girl named...
At this point, Jade kind of like struts out because Abby's like introducing
she's like,
the
come
girls.
here, yeah.
She's like, you come out, you're going to be against Kalani.
Yeah.
Jade struts out and she's like, I'm super confident. Kalani has such huge fucking balls. She walks out and is like laughing at her. Kalani's literally like, this girl's
is that girl.
Jade's trying to talk her shit. She's being all cocky, and Kalani's literally just like laughing. She's like, "Yeah, I'm good.
I don't know.
We're good here."
I don't know if we've talked about this, but Kalani is still that girl to this day.
Oh, is she?
Yes. So she's still a dance instructor, and her whole like platform, like her like gimmick as a teacher, is that she wants her. It's like student empowerment. She will say like, I want it to be different for them than it was for me, and
good.
like I'm making my space safe while training talented as fuck dancers who feel safe and supported and empowered.
That so tracks. Even when she was 11 or whatever at this point, like because
she has Mike Tyson for a mother.
She just like carries herself so differently than most of the other kids here.
It's true.
Even Maddie can't like match her like real confidence.
Whoa. The vibe. Excuse me.
Belch.
Okay, we have a girl named Tia, but her name is Tea apostrophe.
Insane.
Crazy.
Insane.
I am so upset. And also never would have known that if it weren't for the closed captions. Do they have a lower third that says what their name is?
At one point they do. I think it's
never
like
mind.
later in the episode.
Tia, girl. If I was her, I would just spell it TIA as I got older, because that's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's her versus Mac, because they're both little.
Well, other Sarah is also involved in that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think Abby says it like
you're
afterwards.
Right. You're right. And Melissa says, I should have, because Tia has her hair in pigtails.
Oh, I should have put pigtails in.
And then Abby goes, you should have done a lot of things, Melissa.
Like, what does that mean?
Okay. Yeah, I don't really know what that means.
Melissa's trying to like be fun and funny.
Yeah, I don't know what it means, but it did make me laugh. I was like, it's a read. I don't really understand it, but like, go off, queen, I guess.
My favorite part of this was Abby asks Tia, "Are you better than Mackenzie?" And she literally goes, and looks around and then goes,
so sad.
Yes? ? And her mom kind of looks on proudly because she's like, yeah, I didn't raise a dick.
Yeah, my kid's doing her very fucking best. And Melissa's like, I'm not worried. I'm like, okay, girl.
Yeah, great. Mel then calls Christy, other Sarah's mom, a big ball of negativity. True.
Also, heavy on the negativity.
It gets
crazy.
So much worse later.
She's the mom from last week when they were like having the music video. It's that mom again.
And Melissa hates her.
Melissa hates her.
For a good reason.
Yeah. Sarah's here. She's also up against Mackenzie. She's 8. Holy fuck, that's so young. She's with her mom, or she's with the mom who was fighting for her at
Christy with a Y.
Yeah, Christy with a Y. We get Cameron versus Chloe, and when Abby's like, "You two, come forth," they step forward and they stop, and Chloe looks at her and goes, "Welcome."
Yeah.
I'm fucking dead, bitch. Let's fucking go. Welcome. And Cameron goes, "Thank you."
To me, it felt
unbothered queen.
Well, to me, it felt very like Chloe just trying to be nice. It felt sweet.
Yeah, as it should. And Abby,
like, hi, I'm
rot
a
in
fellow
prison.
child. It's nice to meet you.
Welcome to our team of other fellow children. Yeah. Chrissy says that the awarded girl is going to go up against Chloe, where she's like, this girl with all these, like, awards and whatever.
National champion.
She's obviously going to go up against Chloe and not Maddie because she might be better than Maddie, and no one can be better than Maddie.
Yup.
Maddie, this moment, I was shocked that this happened, actually. Nothing really shocks me on this show anymore, but this really got me. So Maddie has no one up against her, and Abby's like,
That
Maddie...
didn't shock me.
That didn't shock me. What shocked me was when Abby was like, Maddie, come here. Maddie walks out. She's like, turn around, face your like old team, her current team. She turns around and she's like, say goodbye to them. You're now on the other team.
Say hello to the new team. And you know what?
And Maddie like doesn't know what to do.
Well, that's the best part. Maddie didn't do it.
She's like,
say goodbye to your old team.
Do this.
Say hello to your new team. And she literally just doesn't. In her talking head, she then says, like, I don't want to compete against my best friends.
Weird. It's weird. And Jill, I think, has a moment of, humanity and honesty where she looks at Melissa and she goes, why? And Melissa just, like, shakes her head. Like, it is pretty fucked up.
Melissa's never going to speak against
No,
Abby.
obviously. It's insanely cruel to everybody in the room. Like, nobody in the room is winning. Even the new girls who just got there, you're now putting a target on their backs because they stole the old team's best friend. You know what I mean? Like, it's just so fucking stupid. We're going to a place that you've probably never been to called Youngstown, and the old team is doing a number about the song Royals, which I loved. I was really excited. They didn't even, like, use the song. You're still trying to recover from that one, huh? You got to keep up, girl.
That was devastating.
You know what's great? I also...
Oh, yeah, what a loss that I haven't been to Youngstown, Pennsylvania.
I also wrote it in my notes. I wrote, going to Youngstown, in parentheses, a place Eli has never visited. LOL. It's Ohio.
No. Been to a lot of places in Ohio, not that one.
Obviously. The old team is doing a number based on the song Royals by Lorde. I literally paused and screamed because I love Lorde. I fucking would die for that artist.
Abby called her a young up-and-coming artist.
Yes, at the time in 2014, she absolutely was. Are you kidding? I remember when the song Royals came out, I was a senior in high school. I was doing my fucking thing in 2014. Anyway, they wind up not even using the song, which kind of pisses me off, but they're like inspired by whatever. The new team is doing a contemporary routine that's called The Good Life. Kendall and Kalani are doing a routine called Rule the World, which is incredibly Beyonce informed.
Well,
as is most art. Yeah, allegedly. Sarah and Ava are going up against Kalani and Kendall this week. And there's going to be a solo for Chloe and also a solo for Cameron. And Abby says that Chloe has one more chance to prove that she's the best she can be. One more chance until what? You die? Yeah, until you kill her? Like, what do you mean? And it's like, I want a clean sweep. And then there's a commercial. So everyone's participating. Everyone has an op. Maddie is just being, like, tossed around, poor thing. And there's a commercial.
I think they should have had the kids fist fight because the LDC original team would have beat the shit out of all the others.
They should have Kira.
Mackenzie had 2 against her, and she can take both of them.
It should be Kira versus all the other moms.
Oh, yeah.
You're just like, all right, who's next?
Yeah.
And she's like crushing their bones. I'm like, all right, next. You like, next fool who tries it, come on.
She like stands up after the 4th one is knocked unconscious, spits a little blood out of her mouth.
She's barely sweating. She's like, all right, next. Yeah.
Does the Matrix thing where she
yeah. We get back from a commercial. We're 3 days out from the competition. And I'm going to do what you were saying earlier of just calling them, because I tried to do the junior elite team and the select ensemble or some bullshit.
OG team, new team.
Yeah, the OG team and the new team, like whatever. But the OG team has a group rehearsal, and Abby describes her number as hot. Hate that. That's so gross and annoying.
She says hot and sexy and sassy.
Hey, they're kids again.
Hey, real quick, team. What are we doing here?
Hey, they're children. You know, the moms are up in the Lido deck and they're pissed. Melissa T sitting with the old moms. Not like hanging out with the new girls because her daughter got pulled. She's like, I know where the fuck my seat is on these covered carpet stairs. I'm sitting with my friends.
Also, though, the moms are like upset that Maddie isn't with them. Then in a talking head, Melissa's like, the moms always complain about Maddie. Melissa. They're not complaining about your child.
Babe.
They're complaining that Abby gives her a shitload of preferential treatment.
They're complaining about Abby via your child.
Yeah, it is Abby's behavior that we have a problem with. No one has any problem with Maddie at all.
No.
Melissa, like, she just is so goddamn clueless.
Airball,
It's
missing the
crazy.
point. It's crazy. Melissa brings up Kira versus Tracy, and Holly goes, Kira, I have never seen you get like that, girl. Like, Holly's like, what is going on? And Kira says that Tracy's just a liar. She just lies about everything, and she lies about Record and about other moms and about other girls, and she just hates it. And as they're talking shit, the new moms walk up.
Of course they
Messy
do.
as fuck.
Producers are like, oh, go.
They're like, go. Yeah, go upstairs now. And then they swap out. So the new team has a group rehearsal with that Maddie's in, obviously, because she's been ripped from her friends. And Abby says, isn't it nice to look in the mirror and see all the feet doing the same thing, Maddie?
And again,
like, isn't it nice that your friends aren't fucking here? Like, don't you love this? Like, no, not
Abby,
really.
Or I'm sorry, Maddie doesn't say a word.
Yeah.
She easily.
You think that's a
just,
good
like,
thing or a bad thing?
A good thing.
Yeah.
She
yeah.
could have just like, yeah, Abby, it is great. No, she's not going to talk shit about her friends.
She's pleading the fifth. Yeah. Tracy then kind of like weighs in on the drama, but she, is like, well, I think Kira, blah 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 blah, whatever. At one point, Abby says to one of the girls, "You're getting to dance with Maddie." Hate that. Again, Maddie just can never know what it's like to be a normal girl.
No.
And that sucks ass. You know what I mean? And the other girl is like immediately being set up against an unattainable standard. So that's also not fair. It's not fair to anybody. Nothing's fair. Abby calls in all the moms so that they can hear all the feedback that the other teams are getting. And then again, all of a sudden, the moms are screaming at each other. And I think what happened was that, from what I could gather, on my, I'm not kidding, third rewatch of the fight, because I still don't understand what's going on.
I do.
Abby gives criticism to Sarah.
Tia and Sarah. She's like, Tia and Sarah have obvious flaws, and then Christy with a Y says, be specific, Abby. And then
Abby's like, her posture
well,
sucks.
Like, for example, her posture is bad. And then moves on to Tia.
To Tia,
and
yeah.
Then Christy's like, well, actually, let's hear more about this, because I don't think posture is the problem, because you've seen her dance.
And Abby's like, why are you? I'm trying to move on. Like, what the fuck?
Chill. Like, yeah, Christy with a Y, new Christy, is just trying her fucking best to, like, stick it to Abby. She's like, now's my time to get some camera time.
Right.
I'm going to make the most of it.
She's also, like,
a wrecking ball of a human being.
She's so icky, too, because she does the same thing that, well, I guess, actually, I don't know if, I mean, Melissa sort of does this, but this new Chrissy does it to, like, a much greater extent, where she's like, Sarah is like begging for your time. She would do anything for your time. Like, hey girl, stop. That's creepy and gross. Like, enough. Yeah. And someone's like, hey, can we move on? And Abby at one point says, I want to move on. And she's like, no, we're not moving on until this. And Abby goes, you're wasting time. Like, starts screaming. And she's like, I'm trying to defend my kid. Like, they're literally like actually screaming at each other. And Abby in her talking head says there's nothing worse than a defensive mom. Great.
Yeah, well, Abby, you probably encountered a lot of those.
Awesome.
I wonder why. But like Chrissy with a Y starts yelling, and then says like, Tia, well, your kid is just you and your kid are just bubble wrapped and can't handle blah blah blah, and they all start screaming at each other, and the OG moms just casually like start laughing. Abby's kind of laughing too.
Yeah.
But the OG moms just kind of saunter out, just like, leave. We're gonna, we know how this ends, so we're just gonna.
Yeah, we know that they have to stay and duke it out. You're not talking to us. Goodbye. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow.
Commercial.
When we come back, we're seeing Cameron solo, and Cameron's mom is asking Melissa to, like, they're up in the Lido deck, like, hey, can you tell me, look at Abby, tell me if she likes what's happening or not. Like, can you interpret Abby for me? Yeah. And then the new moms are, like, kind of talking about Abby's unique approach to teaching, which is a great way of phrasing abuse. That's a unique approach.
Yeah, this is her teaching style.
Yeah, and the annoying Christy is like, I don't get why no one likes me. Bitch, I gotta give a couple reasons.
We need to be defensive, and if you're not defensive, then that means you're all heartless.
And then she's like, really? Be honest. Are you all heartless? And the moms are like, what the fuck are you on?
She's
like,
just
what's your problem?
She reminds me a lot of fucking Leslie.
Yes. She also reminds me, I don't know
just
if you ever saw this, but real ones will know, like, episode 1 or 2, there was a mom named Dawn.
Yes.
She's like her. We're like her,
Minister
Leslie.
Dawn or whatever?
Yes, Minister Dawn. Those 3 women, Minister Dawn, Leslie, and this fucking mom, are cut from the same cloth. What are your thoughts?
She's like, I have none.
Oh, she's like,
I'm thrilled.
I want my mom to come home. Melissa says in her talking head that Christy just doesn't know how to talk without yelling.
Yeah,
which I
it's
think
like
is
my
really
eardrum.
funny.
Yeah.
And the new moms are over it. Like, no one is matching Christy's freak at
No.
all. Like, she's very out there by herself.
New Christy calls them all two-faced for not siding with her, even though they literally just met 2 days ago.
Right.
All the other moms are like, you're being a lot right now.
We don't
She's like,
fucking-
well, you're all just two-faced.
We don't fucking know you, girl. Like, I'm not just gonna be on your side. I met you 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Then we get a moment, like, the next day, I guess, where the new and the old moms, like, meet up in the parking lot, and Jill's like,
To fight.
Yeah. Jill's like, oh, you guys survived. Like, how did it go? How's it going?
And what's her name? Tammy?
Tracy.
Tracy.
Yeah.
Just says,
There's
I don't
another
know
fight.
how y'all do it.
Yeah. And Kira says, like, or Sarah, or what's her name? Tracy says
Sarah
she's
got
glad that Sarah
praised.
got praise, you know, whatever. And Kira, I wrote it down. Kira says, well, Abby hasn't seen her on stage. And that's where she chokes, which you already know that, Tracy.
The matter of factness that she
That's a
with which she
read.
delivers
That's
that
a
line is
read.
crazy.
That's a reading challenge. And then Kira tries to, like, or Tracy tries to clap back at Kira, and Kira's just, like, not having it. Duh.
Yeah.
And she says, Kira, again in her talking head, says that Tracy plays the victim all the time. She's a shit talker. She can't stand her. She's a liar. Whatever.
Well, I will say in this conversation, some of the other moms are like, hey, by the way, Kira, like, because Kira is just like on edge all the time with this other mom. Some of the other new moms are like, hey, by the way, like, she says a lot of nice things about Kalani.
Yeah.
She's not
She's
talking
like,
shit.
no,
And
don't
she's
like her.
well, she's like, I don't care what's happening right now. I care about what happened before.
In Arizona.
Yeah.
Yeah, where shit went down. In
Allegedly.
Arizona, allegedly, yeah. The moms leave and go in, the old moms leave and go in, and the original Christy says, what have you new moms done other than show up with your imposter designer sunglasses? A read, another read.
That's a read.
The girls are fighting. The girls
Gagged.
are fighting. Gagged. Me? Gagged. The OG moms are mining Melissa. Melissa's just chilling in the Lido deck for days on end, it seems. Like, she's hanging out with the new moms and the old moms.
She
And
actually just lives there now.
yeah, that's just, she, like, tucks herself in underneath the stairs, and that's where she lives. The OG moms are kind of, like, mining Melissa for info about the new ones, and Holly and her talking heads, like, oh, Melissa can be a spy. Like, she can let us know what's good.
Yeah.
And Abby tells one of the girls, or she tells Kendall and Kalani to take their hair out of a ponytail because it's going to be down during their number. So they need to be familiar with that feeling so that it's not new. So she's like, okay, take your hair out of a ponytail. And Jill starts singing the song Whip My Hair by Willow Smith. Incredible song. This is the most 2014 thing I've ever seen in my life. Like,
Yeah, she then starts whipping her hair
yeah,
back
she
and forth.
stands up and gives him one of these. I have to tell you, so that thing that Jill does of, like, shaking her head in a circle, there's a song called No Problem by Chance the Rapper. And there's a line in that song that Jay-Z raps that says, take your shirt off and wave around your head like a helicopter.
No. That line, they might have reused it, but that line initially came from
What?
Raise Up by Petey Pablo.
Oh, real? Oh, the beginning of that is Petey Pablo,
North
take your shirt off,
Carolina.
wave around your head like a helicopter.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is a reference. So for the longest time, I thought, in my brain, I was picturing Jay-Z, like, taking his shirt off and getting it stuck up here and, like, whipping his head around like
That's
this with the shirt on his head.
hilarious.
And I brought that up to my sister one time, and she was like, sorry, I have to
No,
talk about my
Amanda.
sister all the time. My sister was like, no, you fucking idiot. You take
Yeah,
it off
Neely for sure
and you
said that.
wait. She does. She's Miranda Cosgrove saying fuck.
Oh, yeah.
You take like this and you do like this. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
I
like
just
that.
thought it got stuck on your head and you were whipping it around with your head.
That is so funny.
Anyway, and Neely and I will listen to that album sometimes. I have to show you this video later. I have video of us listening to that song, and Neely stands in the kitchen and goes like this. It's awesome. Okay, anyway, Kendall and Kalani are, like, doing their number with hairography, like, very much part of the gig.
Hairography.
And Abby in her talking head is talking about how the two duets are really different and that it's going to come down to the judges, doesn't it fucking always?
Yeah.
It's literally a competition, but
it's just like their preference.
whatever.
Which I guess it's good to acknowledge that. She's kind of saying, like, they both are very different. They do things well. Like the new
Okay, Soleil.
duet has, like, very long, graceful lines.
She recognizes she's not in control, and she's like, you know what? It might be up to the judges. Well, the newsflash, it's up to the judges every week. You're just
Yeah.
now clocking into that realization, but okay, sure.
Yeah. It says new duet has long, graceful lines. The LDC duet has sass, and they attack the movements. Those are both, like, accurate descriptors.
Who do you
It's weird.
think is long lines, and who do you think is sassily attacking between the two of us?
I don't know, Amanda.
I have an idea. I know who it is. Oh, wait. Did I delete my notes? You keep going. Hang on.
Commercial.
I lost my notes.
When you come back from a commercial, Jeanette, Ava's mom, who, by the way, Jeanette can absolutely get it.
I knew you were going to say that. She's been on episodes before, and you've said that.
Sure have. I stay consistent.
Stand by it.
New Christy has a chip on her shoulder because she is a member of, like the Abbey League dance company. She's just not on the competition team.
Oops.
And so because of that, she has a chip on her shoulder. She feels like slighted and like she should have been with this team the whole time or whatever.
She's been to La Creme coasting through the competition, sailing through the competition. Or no, she's Bianca Del Rio. Ben de la Creme said that about her on the runway. She said, well, some people like Bianca just sail through the competition. And then Bianca later's like, well, apparently I'm not doing any work. I'm just sailing through it. And Ben is like, I meant that as a compliment. And she says, I should pick your ass for being such a cunt. And she goes, excuse me? And she goes, that was very condescending. And they have like an argument on the stage. That might be in Untucked. I need to show it to you. Bianca gets pissed that Ben says that she's sailing through the competition, even though she was, because
that's accurate.
No one's on Bianca's level. But Bianca
Justice
heard
for
that
Ben de la Creme.
But Bianca heard that as, I'm not working. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is not
very condescending.
Certainly not how it was meant.
Anyway, not to make everything about Drag Race, but also this is a Drag Race podcast now.
What are we talking about?
They're gonna go to the bar. Have you gotten to the bar yet?
No. The moms tell new moms tell new Christy, like, our daughters are being cohesive, like we need to be as well.
Yes.
And new Christy says,
no.
Melissa messes with people's lives, and Melissa just like gets up and this is in the Lido deck.
Fuck?
She just like gets up and leaves, and another mom is like, hey, Melissa, we don't blame you for getting up and leaving. Like,
yeah.
You're
like,
not,
do your thing, girl, honestly.
You're not the crazy one here.
Yeah. And new Christy says something, says like, God bless you. And Melissa goes, God bless you. Yeah, which is awesome.
Melissa's not exactly the queen of comebacks.
No. And Melissa sits in the den with Maddie, and Maddie's like, is there drama with the mobs? And she says, it's adult drama and I don't want to involve you. Hey, where's that been this whole time?
Well,
she says, you should get to be a kid.
But then Melissa says, no, well, there's just one that nobody likes, but you're a kid, so I shouldn't involve you in this. She like starts to spill the tea, but then like
she's like, never mind.
Realizes, but then Maddie's like, well, I only hear one mouth, but I won't say who. That's a read.
But it is also interesting. Or no, I thought she said I only care about what comes out of one person's mouth.
No.
Oh, not I only hear.
She's like, I only hear one person talking.
Oh, okay, then my note is irrelevant. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, she's calling out Christy
we see Cameron's solo rehearsal for, I'm not kidding, literally 10 seconds. And then we see Chloe. And Abby's on her phone, not paying attention, just like Eli a lot of times when we're hanging out.
I'm doing what now?
The OG moms are back in the Lido decks. We've swapped them out. Christy and her talking head said the Christy we like, the Christy who told Eli to fuck
OG
off,
Christy.
Says that the number this week is really strong and the choreo and the music are really good, so she's like feeling good about it. And Christy asked Melissa if she has any videos of like the old team, and she's like, every time I went to take a video, they stopped dancing. And
of the new team.
The old moms are like, damn it. And she's like, I know, I'm sorry, I was trying to be a spy. It's like very sweet.
Yeah, well, sort of.
She needs a fuck ass fedora.
She's like, every time I went to take a video, they just stopped dancing. Like, when they're about to dance, Melissa, just have your phone ready.
Yeah, come on, girl.
Like,
be a better
not
spy.
Hard. But then she's like, no, that was a failure. But the other moms asked me to go out and get a drink, and I said no.
And they're like, what the hell is wrong with you? Do you not know how to be a spy? And then they're like, well, we're all going now because you told us where they're going.
Melissa's like, wait, what?
And she's like, oh, okay, great. And
Christy then says, Jill loves to crash a party.
And Jill's like, yeah, I fucking do, actually. She's like, give me 2 G&Ts, and I'm all about it.
I'll put on a fedora and go crash the hell out of a party.
Actually, I take back the G&T. She gets like 1.5 glasses of red wine, and she gets like a little bit of color in her face, and she's like, hey, you guys want to know whose husband's cheating on them? You know what I mean? Like, she has a little bit of alcohol, and then like delivers the most devastating hot gossip you've ever heard in your life.
I think she's a tequila soda kind of gal.
Did you know...
Man?
Did you know that Jill's a Trump supporter?
That doesn't surprise me at all.
That makes me so sad. I just found that out recently.
I had no faith in her whatsoever, so I'm not disappointed. That's just what I figured.
We can get into it later, but that is very frustrating. Anyway, I do think that Jill knows the hot goss. Trump supporter or not, she totally knows everybody's business.
For sure.
Holly in her talking head is like, so this whole thing is rigged. We all know who's going to win this week. We all know what's going down. And Abby in her talking head is like, there's too many variables. I just don't know who's going to win. Blah, blah, blah. We see the new moms in the hotel bar with very, very forced conversation.
Yeah.
Of like,
a
ooh,
lot
girls,
of
like,
nothing.
we deserve this, blah, blah, blah.
Well, one of them, I think her name is Tammy, that's Tia's mom, says, I'm glad that new Christy isn't here. And then the ALDC moms walk in.
Yeah. Guess who's
them's-
back by Eminem playing in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny is they're
a
walking
hotel
down
bar.
the hallway into the hotel bar and like all looking around like they're not aware that the new moms are directly in front of them. They're like, oh, what? And then, what? How about
The
you guys?
moms.
Like, that's
Yeah.
so crazy. What a coincidence.
And they walk in and they just like start talking shit. Basically, the new moms are giving Melissa a hard time, but she's like,
Well-
like she says something about like the original team being her team.
Well, they asked her, like, hey, Melissa, do you want to just sit in the middle so you can be a part of both of our teams?
She's like, nope, this
Melissa's
is
like,
my team.
No, this is my team.
Amazing. She's like, all you bitches will be gone next week, so I'm not really worried. I'm not
She
that pressed.
punched Tammy in the face.
Melissa in her talking head is like, she basically says she's on her no new friends shit. She's like, I don't need any new friends. I don't want to make any new connections. I'm cool with the moms I have, and that's it.
A rare moment of being a girl's girl from Melissa.
Probably one of one.
Yeah.
To be totally honest. And the moms start arguing over who deserves to be there, obviously.
What's funny, actually, going back to the Melissa thing, in her talking head, she says, like, the other moms want to hang out with me, but there's no way. If they think I'm a bitch, I don't care. And I have a note that it's crazy that anyone would fight over Melissa.
Yeah. I was going to run D for Melissa, but I take it back. Yeah, no.
No.
I wouldn't fight over Melissa personally.
Jeanette, for a second, one of the new moms, Jeanette, God love her, says, like, hey, listen, like, I'm looking forward
Jeanette
to going
the
to
baddie.
yeah. But also, like, she has a very, like, good attitude. She's like, listen, I'm just looking forward to cheering on both of our teams in the competition.
Yeah, I'm having a good
and
time.
Melissa immediately is like, fuck that. Why did y'all get jackets immediately?
Yeah, she's like, we had to earn our jackets and you got them when you walked in.
And Jeanette's
Yeah.
just like, God damn it.
Okay, just kidding, I guess.
And then Kira just jumps out of freaking nowhere.
And it brings up the track record of Sarah again. It brings up Arizona again. Tracy, I think,
Says you
gets
should
up.
be ashamed of yourself
She
and gets up.
to leave.
Yes.
But Kira is sitting by the exit, and so it looks like she's trying to like square up. And Kira gets up out of her seat like they're gonna fight. And like, Kira, babe, I don't think she was trying to squabble up.
She wasn't.
She was trying to walk
Great song, by the
around
way.
you. Great song. I think she was trying to walk around you to leave.
It was very clear.
Because you're sitting by the door.
She took a wide berth, but Kira, she didn't even put her hair up. She was like, I'm down to clown right now.
She's Iggy when she walks by Liza, because Liza will be sitting in one place, and Iggy, instead of walking like this, will walk out like this around.
Making, like, the letter
Liza,
D.
and Liza's just like the whole time, like, I know that's fucking right, bitch. It's awesome.
Tracy then, let's see, Kira gets in her face. Holly looks really uncomfortable by this interaction.
Holly's made uncomfortable by
And
conflict
then
often.
Tracy is like crying in the other room.
And Christy also, blonde Christy, our Christy, says, I was looking forward to a fun night, not a bitch fest.
Yeah. What's notable about the Kira and what's her name?
Tracy.
Yeah. What's weird about that situation? It feels like Tracy was like part of talking a lot of shit previously, but maybe didn't realize how harmful she was being, because she seems genuinely confused.
Kira does or
Kira's,
Tracy?
No, Tracy
Tracy
seems
does,
genuinely confused by how aggressive and defensive Kira is.
Yeah.
And she's like, dude, like, I wonder if, because I trust Kira in this moment.
Sure.
And always. But I wonder
you're a girl's
if,
girl.
right. But I wonder if this other mom didn't realize like how shitty and harmful she was being. So she genuinely thinks she's innocent and all this. But Kira's accurately calling her out. And so that's why there's like a real disconnect there.
Yeah. We come back from a commercial and we're at the competition in the green room, and the OG girls are wearing these insanely 2014 beanies. Again, I miss 2014.
Stars all over them.
Baby, come home. The kids miss you. I miss 2014. How old were you in 2014?
24.
What were you doing in your life in 2014?
My knees worked.
Oh, damn. So it really was a long time ago, huh?
Yeah, I was freshly out of college. I was teaching.
You were freshly out of college?
Well, I
you're so
graduated
old.
when I was 21.
Flex. But okay.
So actually, I was a couple of years out of college.
Slay. I miss 2014. I miss it so bad. Not what I was doing in my life, but
I was dating someone who was very much not right for me.
Damn.
So
I think I had been. I think I
I'm doing
had
way better now.
I had two boys I had kissed by 2014.
I had two boys that I kissed by 2014.
Yeah. I think my first kiss was in the back of the band bus on the way home from VMI.
Hell yeah.
Clock it. on the way home from VMI, making out with the snare drummer who tried to remove my tonsils with his tongue. It was awful.
In 2014, I think Lebanon came close to winning drums that year. We were really good.
At VMI?
Yeah.
Slay. Were you at VMI at the same time as me?
Not competitively.
Not but like instructionally while I was competing.
We would have been there, yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. Okay, anyway, time is wild. Abby addresses one team at a time, and she asks Maddie to move, from the new team, or ask her to move to the new team.
Yeah.
When she's done talking to the old, she's like, "Scoot over, go to your new team." Very gross. Going into the performances, Abby's like, "Look, you are friends off the stage, but not on the stage. Play ball. Fair. Hear me out. Fair."
But also, her acknowledging that they're a friend. That's like the first time I remember her doing that. Usually it's like, you should want to climb over everyone else.
You shouldn't be friends.
Yeah, you should climb over their dead carcasses to get to the top. Like, no one's here. You're your friend.
Drinking their blood.
Everyone is your opponent, blah, blah, blah.
Except me.
Now this is different. I don't know, man. The
Yeah.
inconsistent messaging is always crazy.
We get a bunch of performance back to back to back. So Ava and Sarah go first. They have a duet about birds. It's great. What?
Before that, we're in the LDC green room. Abby asks Kira, like, "Hey, do you offer any help to your friend from Arizona?" And Kira takes a sip of water and just goes, "She can drown in hell."
No, she did not say that in the Lifetime version. Are you fucking with me? Are you being serious?
Why would I be messing with you?
I don't know. I did not get that. And I watched the Lifetime version and I didn't get that.
She takes a sip of water and says she can drown in hell. Also, what? Like in the river Styx? Like what water is there in hell?
There's a river of flame. According to the Bible. That's awesome. She can drown in hell.
Yeah.
Period. That's awesome.
That's when Abby says, "Offstage your friends." And
I didn't get that.
Yeah, there's just this quick little line. She was ready for it too.
That's
like,
crazy.
Oh, she can drown in hell.
That's awesome.
It was wild.
I'll see her in hell.
Then we have the
Ava and Sarah go
Ava
first.
duet.
They do great. Kalani and Kendall are next. And they do a knockoff Beyonce song. And it slays.
I actually disagree with that.
You don't think it slays?
No, it did not at all. I thought the dance looked really awkward.
How would you know? You don't even watch them.
I did watch these because I was ready to compare them to the new team. That's right.
Annoying.
Someone did their homework.
That's so annoying.
I thought that the dance looked awkward. I thought the music was fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's knockoff Beyonce Run the World. Yeah,
and Abby was filming on her phone and looked pissed while she was filming.
True.
And then Kira in her talking head says it was amazing.
Yeah. And then Abby in the green room is like, "This is going to be kind of a tough competition. It's going to be tight." And then Kathy Nesbitt Stein walks into the room.
I couldn't believe
in all caps. Kathy walks in. "Let's fucking go."
I typed the word "fuck."
Why do you hate Kathy?
Because she's so dumb and annoying.
Kathy's me. I feel like in a different lifetime, me and Kathy are.
You guys could not be more
soul
different.
Sisters. We are married in a different timeline. I love Kathy.
No.
She kills me.
Kathy's like, "Why are there two teams?" And Abby tries to goofily hide behind her bag and yells, "Get out!" And then Kathy's like, "You could yell louder than that." And Abby just yells louder and louder. It's insane.
It's so clear that they're friends.
I said the exact same thing too. I was like, it makes these scenes goofy knowing that they're friends because you can so obviously tell that they're just being silly and playing it up for the camera as much as they can. It's so
Abby
clear that
picks
it's a
up
joke.
a trash can like she's gonna empty it on Kathy's head.
Hilarious.
They're friends.
And then the new moms walk in and ask "Oh, do you have any water on you?" Which is also hilarious. Yeah, it's just it was so silly. I like fight scenes like this.
And then Kathy's there not because they're competing, but because she is a student who's giving out trophies, and so she's there to support that student. So the candy apples are not there. It's just Kathy happens to be there. And she leaves and she goes, "Bye, I'm going to go shopping. Bye." I'm like, "Kathy, bitch, I love you." I love Kathy.
If this was the only way, if this right here was the only time we ever interacted with her, I would like her a lot more.
I love Kathy. I don't know what it is.
But watching her struggle to be a person
Something
is
about
crazy.
that bitch, I love her. I love Kathy Nesbitt Stein and her husband who owns a beef jerky store. And also Vivi, mega slay. We see Chloe and Cameron's costumes in different moments. And Cameron's mom says that she's nervous. And she's like, "It's just honestly nerve-wracking working with Abby. Just base level, this is a nerve-wracking experience," which is fair. Cameron goes first, eats. Chloe goes next, eats. It's great. The girls are in the green room getting ready for their group number. But the Royals costumes, like the OG group, their costumes look fucking awful. And Holly clocks it. She says, like, if it was just one team, these costumes wouldn't look so fugly. But there's two, and what I'm looking at is not beautiful. You know what I mean? And Abby is in the green room, and she's, like, giving feedback and just, like, a bunch of bullshit about, like, be better and do better and whatever. What? I thought you were going to say something. No. Christy says that the new moms, the new Christy, says that the new moms are going to pray over their group.
She sticks her head into the green room.
She's like, hey, Melissa. We're going to pray. Do you want to come with us? And Melissa goes, no.
No. And then Christy, being a fucking asshole, she's like, well, we're going to pray anyway, even though you don't want us to do very well. Jeez. Like, bro.
Like, please shut up, actually.
I've dated that person before.
Abby, I believe that. Because there are a lot of them out there. I totally believe that. I used to be one of them, so I totally believe that there are more of them out there. However, you should reevaluate. Also, meet a gay person. It'll change your life. I swear. Hand to God, my lips to God's ears. Meet a gay person will change your life.
Well, it wasn't the praying thing. It's the more like, oh, well, it's clear that you don't want us to do well. That thing.
Oh, I think you're talking about Christians.
Oh, no. Praying over shit, do what you want. That I don't care about.
You're talking about someone who's like...
The passive-aggressive nonsense is insane.
Passive aggression, there's only one way to meet it, and it's with aggressive aggression.
It's just so clear that you don't love me or that you don't care about me. It's okay that you don't want us to win. It's whatever. Being
serious, being unironic.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Just like Christy just did.
Yeah, no. Absolutely the fuck not. Christy asks Abby why she protects Melissa, and Abby turns around to be like, Christy, shut the fuck up, whatever. But Melissa, underneath her breath, says, well, it's because she loves me. Hey, what? Hey, what?
She meant that to be hey, she doesn't love you, but...
Because she loves me.
Creepy as hell.
Yikes. Big yikes. And
just kiss already.
If literally just kiss. If you would kiss, it would be less uncomfortable than whatever this is. I just have a note, back and forth nonsense. I stand by it.
Yeah.
Christy calls Abby a liar.
Abby then says, Melissa's not allowed in there. Christy gets super angry and asks why, and then calls Abby a liar for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Abby is then like,
you want to do... Winter Soldier, activates. She's like, oh, sick. And she goes in and grabs Christy's kid and is like,
she's
hey,
like, Sarah, you're not dancing.
She says, your mother is pulling you from the number. And she starts crying.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Commercial.
Weird that a 9-year-old would cry over something like that.
Awful, dude, awful.
Commercial,
we come back. Christy's giving Sarah a pep talk in the hallway. And
Christy is giving her daughter Sarah.
Yes, thank you. And she says in her talking head, like, well, we're not going anywhere. Okay,
sounds like you might be.
Sounds like you are. And they also don't dance this week, so... Sounds like you went somewhere. Tracy starts to have like a panic attack ? And like has to put her head in a trash can. And I know somewhere Kira is sipping on that glass of water. Like, yeah, that's right, you fucking idiot.
Well, in her talking head, she laughs about her not being able to handle the pressure.
I need to know what Tracy knows about Kira for this to elicit such a response.
I agree.
I need to know what she said. Like, that's crazy.
I will note also... The new moms are like wondering why Abby pulled. She's like, it's so close to the dance. Like, she waited so long to pull someone from the dance. What are we gonna do? And
she would go out there and yank your kid off the stage. Like,
the LDC moms are like, she does this all the time.
She does this constantly, actually.
Yeah. I have another note in here for I don't know why, but I just typed Jeanette can get it.
Again, stand by it.
I just had another moment. I think she had a talking head where she didn't really say anything significant.
She was serving looks.
I was like, yeah, she's
lethal face card on Jeanette. Very slay.
Would
also. The second team is in the wings without Sarah, even though she wasn't going anywhere. Okay. The new team goes next. It's great.
Well,
what?
The singer in the song that was playing is one of the worst things I've heard ever.
Yeah, I don't know why you'd be watching it. It's royalty-free shit. It's not good.
No. There have been some that actually worked. This was an abomination.
Yeah, royalty-free music is not usually the best vocally. The new team goes, it's great. The OG team is in the wings and they're kind of nervous and whatever. They go.
Kalani, again, being a fucking leader,
being a champ.
As they're about to go out, she says, "This is our time. We're the best." She is a badass. She tries to lift up the people around her. She's confident. She's collected.
Just like her mom.
She's the best.
Literally. The new team, or the old team goes, and it's great, but they don't use Royals by Lord, which does kind of piss me off because you made a promise you couldn't keep, and that's annoying.
Yeah.
Maddie is cheering on her actual team, from the wings, even though she's not performing with him.
Yeah.
It's very sweet.
I noticed in the group dance that Mackenzie was in like the front center a lot.
Yes, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Maddie normally would be.
Yeah, and she's doing really well.
Yeah.
We cut to a commercial and we come back and then we get the awards. And stop Amanda's phone. In the duet category, Kendall and Kalani get 3rd place. And Jill says they were ripped off. What?
Well, the new duet only gets 2nd.
Yeah,
as well.
and Tracy's like, period. I know that's fucking right. Which I know Kira is like growing an extra set of teeth with rage, you know?
Yeah, but like you didn't win.
I mean, yeah.
It's like, yeah, technically you beat the other team, but like you didn't win.
But like you didn't do good, you know what I mean? The Royals group, the original group number, gets 2nd, and the new team gets 1st. No one's really surprised.
They had Maddie.
Cameron gets 3rd for her solo, and Chloe gets 1st place.
In
Let's
all
fucking
caps,
go.
I typed, "That's fucking right."
Let's fucking go, dude.
Even in her
Let's
talking
go.
head, even in her talking head, Abby says, "1st place is where Chloe belongs." I am so proud of her.
Period.
If that energy had been there,
I know,
for the entirety of this show, it would be a completely different show.
Imagine how much money Chloe Lucchese could have saved in therapy.
It's literally like Abby's hatred of Chloe and Mia that like drives this show.
It's true. It's really unfortunate. The moms all go back to the green room and the teams like line up with their moms, and Abby gives all of them congratulations because both teams did do well. And Abby leaves. She's like, I have to go, bye. And she's going to her mother's funeral. I totally forgot about that plot line in this episode. It completely is not talked about because Abby doesn't want to talk about it, and that's fair. I'm just saying, totally forgot about that.
Abby then, in her talking head, asks several questions that I thought were insane.
Yeah, her closing argument is crazy.
She asks the questions, am I doing right by these kids? Am I making them the best they can be? Am I giving them the tools to be successful? And the fact that she's asking those questions is fucking crazy.
It is fucking crazy.
Because it's just now happening.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
Iggy was really stressed about you not being here.
Yeah, she's been staring at the door for about an hour.
Yeah, it's really sad. And this idea of like, she's in tears talking about how her mom's legacy is to train these kids. You literally abusing children in the name of your dead mom is crazy. I'm just like to be just to keep it $150. That's crazy as fuck to say that's your mom's legacy. That's fucking wild. Next week episode, and it might be 2, are reunions. We don't recap that shit on this show. For those of you who are new, we don't watch the reunions. We're just gonna skip to the next like canonized episode, and that's the it. That's the it. That's the end.
That is the it. That's
I'm
what
sleepy.
they say.
You've been here for too long, and I can feel my IQ dropping. I'm catching your thumb.
Can't even spell IQ anymore.
What's your song of the week, brother?
It is Back Pocket by, I think it's Wolfpack or Wolfpack, but it's spelled with a V.
Slay.
It is an adorable little song. It's so fun.
I love that. No other reason?
I've seen several like jazz bands cover it.
Cute.
It's phenomenal.
I love that. Love a good jazz band.
Phenomenon. No, don't wait.
Gonna unplug you.
Oh,
Gonna unplug you.
no.
You piss me off.
What's your song?
My song of the week is On My Mama by Victoria Monet. That song is so fucking good. My Spotify rap doesn't stand a chance because that's going to be my #1 single like for the whole fucking year. You need to listen to that song. Eli Farmer, you need to listen to that song. There's at the very beginning, so like the cover art, it's here on the screen. The cover art is her like pulling a piece of chewing gum, like from her mouth, like stretching a piece of gum. Yeah. And right at the beginning of the song, you can almost, if you really dial it up and really, really listen, you can almost hear the rhythmic popping of gum. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's a great song. Victoria Monet eats.
Duly noted.
I guess that's it. Sorry we didn't have an episode last week because we were being human beings and we were performing capitalism instead of being friends. So sorry. Sorry if it happens again.
Stop being friends.
Yeah, we did. When we're not on camera, when we're not doing literally exactly this activity, we don't speak. Eli and I are not friends.
Yeah, we
not
watched
close,
Drag Race together in dead silence.
In silence, yeah.
He talks to.
Actually, what happens is Eli. Yeah, Eli watches it on Austin's Paramount Plus account in my house by himself. Actually, I'm not even here when he does that. Follow us on Instagram if you feel like it. Eli's Instagram is at Eli_farm_. Mine, as I have previously mentioned, is at NotAmandaB_. Send us an email. Our email is thepyramidpodcast@gmail.com.
And when you do, please let us know
your name and your pronouns.
Yeah, your name. Yeah.
This isn't the federal government. You can be whatever you want to be here.
Yeah.
This isn't the federal government of America where you have to be boy or girl. So annoying. I guess that's it, huh? Egg, any other thoughts?
She's never had
No,
a
she's
thought.
crouching. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.
Goodbye. We come back from a commercial.
If you're not going to clap for me, I'm going to clap myself. You know what I mean? We come back from a commercial.
My ass.
Clap my ass is crazy. My ass?
You know the term clapping cheeks?
No, I absolutely know what that means, but clap my ass sounds...
Round of applause.
No,
Baby,
that sounds
make that
way
ass
worse.
clap.
That sounds way worse. Okay, anyway, I'm going to have to cut all of that out.
Allegedly.